Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today, we wanted to talk about Reaper, because he got a big buff and it's absolutely insane. We would like to talk about a lot of his new damage, numbers and interactions, and really explain to you why you should probably be picking Reaper right now, because he seems to be healing himself more than any healer ever could. So Reaper's lifesteal got a big buff from 30 to 50%. This means that if you was to hit a full body shot with every pellet on Reaper, he used to heal 42 per shot, whereas now he heals 70. And Reaper does shoot twice a second, meaning that Reaper right now, if he hits enough body shots, will hit 140 healing per second, which as you can probably imagine is pretty insane if you can apply that to your game. Now, headshots, if you manage to hit all of your pellets on something's head, you will heal yourself for 280 healing per second. Now, of course, with a lot of the numbers in these videos, you're not always going to hit that, but if you're close up on a tank, you're rarely going to miss, meaning healing for yourself for 150 plus per second is actually going to be very reliable, and the damage required to burn through that is higher than most heroes can hit in the game, shy of Bastion being in Reaper's face maybe, or Widow just deleting him with a headshot. Even if you put Reaper up against McCree with this change, bear in mind that Fan the Hammer does 330 damage if you hit all 6 shots. Unless McCree stuns Reaper and hits all of his shots straight away, there's actually a chance Reaper will be able to rebound out of even a flashbang occasionally and get enough healing off of the McCree to outlive the Fan the Hammer. Now, this is very based on range. If it's point blank range and McCree stuns you, you will die when he uses a Fan the Hammer, but when you start getting up to the 6 to 10 feet range, unless that McCree has stun locked you in the right place, there's a good chance he'll miss a couple of shots and you'll be able to either wraith away or just heal through the damage that he's doing, which is a really crazy interaction because Fan the Hammer right now is being talked about as an incredibly powerful ability, and all of a sudden Reaper can kind of just take it given the right context. We tested other interactions like this as well. Farah can't really kill a Reaper while he's burning through it, he just keeps taking her damage over and over again, and even Tracer can't kill him through the healing with body shots. You've got to hit a hell of a lot of headshots in order to melt through him. I think Doomfist actually has one of the worst matchups against Reaper now, because unless he hits a perfect rocket punch and insta-kills him, the minimal damage that the rest of his abilities do are just going to get sponged by the Reaper, and he's just going to keep himself at full HP even when Doomfist is knocking you around in the sky. Now, this gets even more insane when you take damage amplification into account. If Mercy is damage boosting a Reaper, he will actually be healing 182 per second if you're hitting them body shots, which of course can be doubled if you hit enough headshots to 364 healing per second on himself. Now, I think my instant main concern about this is just lower ranks where maybe tanks aren't utilizing their abilities as well, especially with D.Va also getting defense matrix nerfed. I can just see Reapers walking at compositions and just mowing them down and never dying. This is a really scary change. Another thing that's even weirder is that with Mercy's damage boost on Reaper, the difference he heals himself reliably per second to the body is actually 42 extra with her damage boost. Meaning that if you're hitting enough headshots, you might actually be healing yourself more with her boosting you than her healing you, because her healing is only 50 per second anyways. And if you can heal about that and do 30% increased damage instead, what's the point in having Mercy to heal you? The numbers on this are just nuts. You have to bear in mind that it's not only Mercy that can damage him too. You've got Nano Boost, which will also give him 30% damage resistance while he does all of this, and of course he's getting all of that health back from the damage boost. His ultimate is even more terrifying. It does 170 damage per second, which is a lot more reliable than having to hit them headshots, because anyone in that cone will be taking damage, and he gets 85 healing per second per target that he's using that ultimate against. This means if there are 6 targets in his ultimate, he'll be healing 510 per second. If a Zarya bubbles him and he doesn't get stunned, he's never going to die in his ultimate. And if he's nanoed or amped when he does this ultimate, you're actually looking at Reaper healing 660 healing per second on himself. This is just insane, guys. In case you didn't think this was ridiculous enough, if Ana nades Reaper, he also heals himself for a 50% extra while the healing nade is active on him. This is 50% more on top of all of these numbers that I've spoken about. Sometimes these changes do come through and they're not always as good as they seem, but I think Reaper's going to be seriously scary in the right hands and at the right ranks as well. Now, one more thing that has changed is armor in Overwatch. I'll put a little on screen and some in the description of the video because there's a lot of math and stuff behind it which is quite hard to explain, but I want to just talk about the raw numbers. To the body, if someone had armor, it used to do 70 damage maximum for Reaper per shot, but now it actually does 80. And to the head, he used to do 180 to armor, but now he does 220, which again is quite a big increase of what it used to be. So if you think about someone like Orisa, who actually has 200 armor, you can now headshot her and it will do 223 damage. The reason it does 3 more is because only 200 of her health is armor, so the rest of that pool, it will do slightly more damage after the fact. What this change means is, of course, more damage, we get to the health pool faster, and we're healing more with Reaper than we ever had. These changes are crazy good, but focus fire is going to be key. Remember that these numbers are all in isolation. You can focus fire as a team, you can deal a lot more damage to him to burn through, but it is going to be more difficult than it ever has been. And one funny thing is that stuns counter this type of play, but Blizzard said they were trying to move away from stuns as they didn't necessarily feel good in recent months. But is Reaper mowing your entire team down and never dying going to be fun either? I'm a little bit concerned about this change, but kind of also excited to see if it is as good as we think, and if people are just going to be mowing people down. Will it be like the Beyblade meta we once had? Maybe. I'm not sure. There's a lot of really good heroes in the game right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on these changes in the comment section down below, guys. The fact that he can potentially heal himself over 600 per second while doing damage with his ultimate is scary to me, and chewing through these tank compositions is going to be really interesting, especially with that nerf to D.Va. That really is quite a bunch of big changes in Reaper's favor in one swoop. And I think maybe it's been overdone. I guess time will tell. Let us know what you think, guys. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, as it does help us out and lets us know you're enjoying the content. And you're going to want to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Be sure to have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.